VAUTOUR Bleu is a strong magic carry, fulfilling the role of a primary DPS. Her ult releases a magic barrage of missiles in a straight line, scaling with attack and attack speed. Her ultimate has a low SP cost, allowing it to be spammed easily. Additionally, her ult breaks one core, allowing her to fire her ult at elite enemies more freely. In BFL, Path of Nowhere's primary weekly game mode, VAUTOUR Bleu functions as a hyper carry. Build your team around supporting Bleu, and Bleu will reward you with strong, flexible, and unrelenting damage. Ideally, you're able to go into the core broken phase with as much energy and as many empowers as possible. Once you break the boss, fire Blue's ultimate as fast as possible to nuke the boss's HP bar. If there are elites or other mobs, you can line up Blue's ult to hit the boss and these waves at the same time. For maximum efficiency, pair Bleu with buff providing centers like Cabernet, Infer, and LL. Since all of your energy is being spent on Bleu, since all of your eggs are in one basket, you get great returns on buffing Bleu, making the most of all that energy investment. Please note that Bleu has particularly inflated results this season due to the seasonal buff. She can do some pretty silly things, but this season has the strongest seasonal buff we've seen since seasons 1 and 2. If you see Bleu soloing stages from my showcases or from somebody else, it's likely because of the seasonal buff. In other game modes, like Mania Trading, ROTD, and Story, Bleu functions even better. It's crazy. Her low SP costs, she has low SP costs, she has very consistent damage, she's able to fire her ult off at almost every elite, core breaking and defeating that elite in the same motion. It's a very natural playstyle, and we haven't seen this level of flexible consistency since 11's release. If you want to get silly with it, you can pair Bleu with Lisa. Lisa and Blue's ultimates overlap very well. Enemies will be permanently grouped at a location of your choosing, and Bleu can launch devastating assaults against entire waves. Other big recommendations would be LL, Hecate, and Fizzle. LL pairs well with Blue's stacking ultimate. Having the ability to hold 2 ultimate charges allow LL to hand out energy without worrying about any waste by overcapping Blue's energy. Hecate and Thistle provide easily accessible buffs to Bleu while helping Bleu break those stronger multiple core elites or bosses. Here's what team compositions for Bleu will typically look like. Raven, Cabernet, Infer, and especially LL hand out very useful buffs that capitalize on the feed all your energy to Bleu playstyle that Bleu demands. Hecate and Thistle provide strong core breaking and easily accessible buffs for the aforementioned playstyle. Pearl is a unique synergy. While Bleu is unable to benefit from Pearl's stage, Blue's ultimate is enhanced by the attack speed provided by Pearl's ECB. Other sources of attack speed, like Cassia and Chameleon, are largely undertuned, generally not worth considering. Most other options will function as either secondary DPS units that help Bleu clear waves and provide additional core breaking, or units like Enduras and Lisa, who help corral the enemies into a straight line to maximize Blue's potential AoE. For Crimebrands, most Blues will run Embrace the Dead. This Crimebrand is easily accessible through the exchange shops, provides a powerful damage buff, and its condition has high uptime since Bleu will almost always be using her ult on a core broken boss or core broken elites. This is confounded by Bleu breaking a core of her own. This enables her to fulfill that core broken condition even more reliably. Other options include BFL for those endgame speedrunners, y'all know who you are. Azura is a generic magic damage set, I wouldn't really recommend it. And my personal favorite would be Illusory Moon. Illusory Moon buffs skill damage and reduces your normal attack damage. But Blue's normal attack actually counts as skill damage. Super weird part of her kit, I know. This completely removes the downside of an already powerful Crimebrand, and being able to run Corridor Echo will give Bleu 10% more attack speed. That 10% ends up being pretty important because it allows her to hit ult breakpoints that provides 2 additional magic missiles during her ults. Bleu does need her skill 3, that first passive, to be level 8 before she can hit that breakpoint. She needs level 8 and Corridor Echo. This is Blue's ideal Crimebrand setup. BFL speedrunners, check the comments. The breakpoint math gets wonky with Lady Pearl, support Crimebrands, and seasonal buffs. One thing to note about Bleu is, like most newer Sinners, she really appreciates her first shackle and a maxed out ECB. This is a trend of most of the new Sinners. Bleu doesn't necessarily need that first shackle, she doesn't need that ECB 3, but having those will greatly increase her potential. Anything more than that first shackle, you start entering whale territory, and I wouldn't generally recommend it. You gotta be a Giga fan. Putting Bleu into the tier list, I would say she's got great power. It's a little too early to tell. It's difficult to judge with the current seasonal BFL buffs, but Bleu has a solid, comprehensive, damage-oriented kit with few downsides. Her AoE is good, her damage is good, her consistency and flexibility is the highest we've seen since 11's release, and her only weakness is how energy hungry she can be. This is hardly a weakness because she's your primary DPS unit. You're going to feed all of your energy to Bleu anyways. I'll put her right above Raven for now. Good magic units are hard to come by, and this is one of the best. As for her A-rank counterpart, Dove is surprisingly worth raising. She's an Endura with block 2, which gives her inherent value, but she also provides magic penetration through her passives and ultimate. If you need an Endura on a magic damage team, Dove is a surprisingly good addition. Dove is largely useless outside of that magic damage team, and there are stronger supportive options if you don't need that Endura. Dove is a well-designed character. She performs well in a niche, and only within that niche. Ultimately, she's worth raising, especially if you don't have those stronger supportive options. If you want to hear the rest of this tier list, there'll be a link on your screen shortly. There'll be another link that's like the video YouTube thinks you'll enjoy. Click on that too if you want to. But I post a lot of showcases. I limit myself to level 70 centers, but I'm trying to go ahead and cycle into more informative content. Please let me know if you've enjoyed this format and who you'd like to see a character guide for next. I plan on releasing 2 character guides each month, one for each newly released Sinner, and one for an already existing character like Bianca, Angel, or Yao. I'll pick whichever Sinner is most requested for the next one. But that's all I've got for you guys today. Consider leaving a like and subscribe. This video took an incredible amount of time and effort, and on such a small and unmonetized channel, the only thing I receive is your guys' interactions. Well, that's all I've got. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys next time. Peace.
Look at all this fancy stuff. Sorry, all mine now.